Happy New Year. Happy New Year. It's the first podcast of the year.
And the first day of the year.
And the first day of the year. It's
Man,
crazy.
yeah, man. New adventure, bro. New cycle. A lot of people are gonna start off their New Year's resolution, and
Mm,
eventually, some people are gonna fall off. That's just the reality of it. Uh, yeah, it's just a new cycle, man, and we're expecting a good year. At least I am. I'm just gonna
mm,
go all in on everything that I have going on for myself, whether it's school projects. I'm actually quite excited for this year. So yeah, man, I'm just
mm.
gonna go all in, man. Anything that you have in mind this upcoming year?
Well, honestly, a while ago, like a few years ago, I was like, man, I want to get into the gym. I want to get into the gym. And then, you know how you say some people fall off?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was one of them people last year. I was like, you know what? Not last year, like last year 2022, but last year 2021.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna do this, and I was doing it, and then I was like, I fell off. I stopped drinking my protein shakes. I was, I wasn't doing it, so I fell off. And then last year, 2022, 8 years ago, I mean, 8 months ago, I stopped drinking. I don't smoke. I don't drink. So kind of like during that whole thing, I started going to the gym a few months ago,
Mm-hmm.
and so I actually had made a post about how it's not gonna be a new year, new year, new me post, because I've been putting the work, since 8 months ago. So it's just a process. But I guess to answer your question about a New Year resolution, I guess is to start writing my goals down more,
Mm-hmm.
being more specific, being more vivid of what I want. I had heard Steve Harvey say, if you wonder why successful people are successful, it's because they write their goals down.
Mm-hmm.
And I write a few goals down here and there, but I guess organized, to be more organized in the house, more organized at work, more organized mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. More organized on how I spend my money, where, um, So that's basically my resolution for the year and for the years to come is to take care of myself, and then obviously that would follow to take care of other people. But you can't take care of others if you can't take care of yourself. So,
That's facts.
with that being said, is that's my resolution is those four things.
Did you guys do anything exciting yesterday?
Um, no, oh yes, it was literally a last minute thing. We had went to the store, we got grapes, and then we got like I mentioned, I don't drink, so I got me a freaking apple cider, and my friend and his ex were drinking. My sister was drinking. I wasn't the only one that wasn't drinking, which was cool. My friend was like, "Are you getting tempted?" I was like, "Nah, I'm not getting tempted. I mean, I kind of like work with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool that he asked me if I get tempted because it shows you like, hey, I'm not gonna drink if it's tempting you. I guess that's how I took it. But I just threw some burgers on the grill. Uh, One of my favorite hobbies is to cook and to grill, so I took advantage of that. Um, just chilling with the family, relaxing, eating. Um, Nothing really out of the ordinary because I actually grill every weekend or
Mm-hmm.
almost every weekend,
Yeah.
listening to some music. That's basically it, man. That's basically all we did. Oh, and I'm lying. Literally around like 11:30, bro. 11:30, we had. I told my friend, he said, because my neighbors were popping fireworks,
Oh.
and he was like, bro, let's go get some fireworks. And I'm like, I'm down. We were debating, are they open still? Are they not? Should we go? And I was like, I kind of don't want to drive if it's not gonna be open, but I needed gas. So I was like, if they're closed, I just put some gas. So it was like in my mind, I was like, two birds in one stone.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we got some fireworks, and we were just popping up in the front, and that's basically all we did, man. Just pop fireworks and just chill. What
Yeah.
about you? What did you guys do?
We didn't really do anything special, bro. I believe I mean, it wasn't that entertaining if I'm being honest. It was just us at home,
Mm,
which of course is like all you really could ask for if we're being honest. Healthy, we're all here, alive and well, thank God. So
mm,
we got the opportunity to just kind of like spend some time, and my mom made what is it called, lasagna. She made what else she made? She made cooked ham, and she made pozole. So it was chill, man. It was chill. Same thing as you, bro. We were just eating and vibing and listening to
mm.
music. Basically, like my mom always just kind of puts her old school music. Just simple stuff that I mean
Yeah,
we kind of grew up on. I mean, it wasn't my favorite genre, but as you get older, you appreciate that a little bit more.
yeah, exactly, exactly. It's kind of like, oh, before we get into something else, is I was gonna ask you, what are your resolutions for the year?
My resolution, well, first of all, is finish school, bro. I mean, it's a 9 month program.
Mm,
So far, we have a month down, so that leaves us with eight.
that's good.
So I'm trying to get that out the way, and then of course build my platforms with the whole boxing thing because
Mm,
even though I will have a career by the end of my schooling, I still want to continue with the boxing. And if God, the universe, whatever's out there, listens or gives me the opportunity to, of course, behind my work, I want to, make a
mm,
living out of my passion. You get me? Out of boxing, because like I mentioned, I have already kind of like put half of my foot in the door. It's just that I didn't really like the people that I was working under. But ultimately,
uh,
if I could get it up and running under my own hand and under my direction and supervision, I believe I could do a good run, bro. Probably I don't know. I want to say the best run that I possibly can. You feel me? And
yeah,
yeah, man. Basically, it's just that, bro. Building my platforms, finishing school, and hopefully making an honest living by the end of the year.
that's good, man. And I said it. I said it on Instagram, social media. I said it to you over the phone, and I'm gonna say it to you now. Like, to me, you're already successful. You do a lot. You have your career in different things right now, and like I said, bro, I'm proud of you because you just don't use your words. You can say, "Oh, I'm gonna do this," and but you follow through with your word, and that's something that I admire about you.
Yeah, the bad
You know,
thing, the
so
only
I'll say it again.
yeah, the only thing, bro, is that like yeah, like sometimes like you put in a lot of work day in day out, but sometimes you don't have something to show for it. You get me? And that's kind of like I believe what frustrates most people, and I feel like that's where most people actually quit because especially like the things that you care
Mm,
about, like you'll go all and beyond to accomplish something or just basically make a living out of something that you actually like doing. And a lot of times, bro, reality like Thanos says, reality could often be
yeah,
really disappointing, bro. So sometimes you fall face first, bro, a bunch of times, and these are like
yeah,
the things that you love, bro. And like to a certain extent, they don't have to love you back, bro. So it's just kind of like tough because it's like yeah, like I'm going hard and I'm going in and I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm creating this and creating that, and yeah, like it's just frustrating because sometimes you just don't have like anything out of it, bro. Like, and I don't mean it in
yeah,
terms of like fame, bro, or anything like that, but you like, bro, like I've been doing this for like the last I don't know, maybe like 6 7 years since I got out of high school, and
yeah,
I mean, I don't. I mean, I'm not saying that I didn't get a penny from it, right? Because I've made some money, bro. But it's not really kind of
yeah,
like what you expect or what you want, if that makes any sense. And of course, when people don't see you like owning things or being able to kind of like stand on your two feet with your passion projects, I mean, they're just like, oh, you're kind of stupid or you're wasting your time. You get me? So
yeah.
sometimes it's just difficult.
Well, and then again, it's like not everybody's gonna see your vision. Like you can be like, oh, when I was younger, I would do the music thing, and I'm still doing it kind of now too.
Hmm.
And I'd be like, oh, you're not gonna make it, you're just wasting your time, or they don't, or somebody's painting or drawing, whatever, it's ugly, or whatever the case may be. But with time, with practice, makes perfect, and and then once you reach that, you reach what it's just all progression. But that's your goal is your goal. You know what I mean? Not everybody's gonna see your vision. You know,
Mm-hmm.
not everybody's gonna agree with you. You know, not everybody has different opinions. You know, like for example, like when I used to only listen to like hip hop, you know, and rap. Mostly it was Eminem, and I didn't like country because of other people's opinion. Oh, I don't like country, or I don't like Drake, and then I don't like this person. So I don't like this person. Oh, I don't like country,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because of their opinion. So that's how I would do it, you know. So I didn't like country. I didn't like a certain type of music, or I didn't like romantic music, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started like like you said, once you get older, you start appreciating music, you know. And as an artist myself that makes music, it's writing lyrics is a lot, you know. Like it's a process, and it's just a life story, you know. And kind of makes me think of how it was like in our parents' time, you know, in their generation, you know, and how like you know, because we could listen to their music like when they were born, you know, like in their era, and like how music has evolved, you know, kind of like how for me, I take it how like rap has evolved from like the '90s, from the 2000s, the you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and how it evolved. But somebody told me one time like, how do you do you like new school music, or you just like old school music? And I must say it like this, like me, I like old school music because to me it's like I'm more into like the lyrical side. I'm more into like the storytelling. I'm more into like instruments, you know. I'm more instruments. And I guess like the new school, they have it the way, and I'm not hating on them or anything. It just everybody has their thing going on, you know. There's some new artists that I'm like, okay, that's good, you know. It's just something to me that I wouldn't like listen to, you know. And I'm pretty sure you can agree on me too. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean, music is always gonna be kind of mixed and matched any way that fits, kind of like the era. I mean, like you mentioned, like back in the days. I mean, as a kid, you would just basically listen to what your parents would play, and a lot of
hmm
times, I mean, as a kid, I was stuck listening to rancheras,
yeah,
mariachis, just like old Spanish, Mexican music. And of course, like when you're a kid, I mean, you don't really find it that cool because you grow up kind of around other young people. You get me, other kids,
yeah,
and other kids are listening to, I don't know, at the time, bro, it was like what, 50 Cent, bro.
yeah.
What else was on there? Like in the early
Lincoln
2000s,
Park
Linkin
and
Park, right? Like bands,
yeah,
you were listening to like up and coming rappers or rappers that were already kind of like established. So
yeah,
it was just different. And of course, nowadays, I mean, you don't necessarily need anyone to produce anything for you. If I'm being honest, I mean, back in the days, I mean, you kind of needed a label to, you know, get your music out there. Now you don't, bro. Like literally, like you
yeah.
could just put it on Spotify. Or nowadays, people just fucking even
Exactly.
on TikTok, bro, and like people like it enough to repost it on their videos, and boom, it blows up. And like you could
Yeah.
even, I mean, you probably lost count of how many stupid ass songs there are out there that they really have no real meaning, bro. But the beat is catchy. People make a meme out of it.
Yeah.
People make a dance out of it. People just do something with it that's quite creative, and then everybody jumps in on that,
hmm
and then basically like that's how the song expands and
It becomes
grows.
a trend,
Yeah, it becomes a hit, bro. It becomes
basically.
a hit over a trend, and now you have a bunch of artists that, with all due respect, they're one hit wonders, bro. They're one hit wonders, and you never see them
Yeah.
again because, like you mentioned, they're just a trend. They're here for a moment, they're
Yeah.
gone the next day. So, yeah, it's just ultimately just, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know. I guess like nowadays, I think the online marketing is like the most important thing. But hopefully,
Yeah.
that online marketing is like you market it in a very smart and strategic way instead of like, just throwing random stuff out there and just gambling basically for you to
Yeah.
just fall on a trend or meme or on a, I don't know, big TikTok or Instagram short page.
Yeah. When I was younger, and I really started to rap, I'm like, man, like I want to get signed. I want to get signed. I want to get signed. And now, like, cause like you said, like back in the day, you needed a record label, you know, you needed to be signed, you know, and now it's just like freaking, like you said, record, and if you have a studio, freaking record. If I want to, I can record right now and do what I got to do, and then just upload it, you know,
Yeah.
to platforms or whatever. Um, I think it's cool, man, because I mean, cool to an extent, you know, cool to an extent, and it's gonna be hard for me to mention, but it's like you said, like and like you said too, is like anybody can just throw music out there, you know, or anything out there, you know.
Yeah, basically.
For me, I feel like music to me is like precious, bro, and like I said on the last episode, is quality over quantity now, and it's, for me at the time it was just rushing instead of like cultivating the craft, like loving it and putting something good out there, you know. But to each their own, you know.
Yeah, and honestly, there's a lot of stuff that we probably don't even really like, but you know that they're artists that actually put some type of effort behind their craft. I mean,
Hmm.
you might not like some of the. Let's be honest. I mean, I don't know about you, bro, but I'm not really a big fan of Future. But
Mm.
if I'm being honest, I mean, the dude's made a lot of songs, bro, and a lot of them have gotten play on the radio, clubs, and the dude actually has like a fan base, and he still makes music that people genuinely
Yeah,
enjoy. And even though I'm not a fan of Future, or I mean, I don't really like all of his music, if I'm being honest.
yeah,
He's somewhat as fucked up. I mean, I don't want to sound fucked up, bro, but he's a good artist because there's
yeah,
people that are like genuinely buying and supporting him, and if that wasn't the case, he wouldn't really still be making music. And plus,
exactly.
if I'm being honest as well, he's probably like one of those people that also was a trendsetter, but in a good way. As I
Mm.
mean, like he was kind of like the guy that like that I remember at least that started with the whole mumble rap and the whole beats and all that, and then
Yeah,
everybody kind of like
yeah,
copied off of that. I remember like Snoop Dogg was on like clowning on him that he was like
yeah, yeah,
yeah. So you get me like
yeah.
I can't
I seen that interview.
yeah I can't knock him, bro. I can't knock him, and but there's other people that they're just here today and like gone tomorrow.
Yeah, that's why like, and it's crazy because like you know me, man. I have like what close to 700 subscribers on YouTube,
Hmm.
and I do get views on YouTube, you know, and I'm grateful for that, you know. And for my speaking for myself, like somebody told me at work, like, hey man, um, you have a voice, you have a following on you have a following, and you leaving your listeners like waiting, you know.
Hmm.
And to me it's like I never seen it like that, because to me it's like at the time, to me even before, bro, I was like, I'm gonna make music for me. This is like just for me, bro. Like I want to make music for me. And yes, at the time I was like, I want to get famous, but I want music for me, like, you know. And like I said with this guy that was telling me this at work, it's like, man, you have a list, you have listeners, and you don't just let them wait. And I'm just like, nah, I have a lot of things that I'm working on, you know. But when he said that to me, I'm just like, damn, like he's right, you know. And it just makes you like grateful, because there's times where people say, hey man, I listened to your song, it's really dope. I have it on repeat,
Hmm.
you know, had it on repeat or whatever. I seen your music video, it's dope, you know. And start asking questions, and then it's just, you know, I have a friend that has all my songs on this playlist, and he's like, man, I work out to your music, this and that or whatever. And for me, at least to myself, it makes me humble. And I always tell everybody that listens to my music, it's like, you don't have to. First I say I appreciate it, but you don't have. You can listen to anybody else,
Hmm.
but you chose to listen to me, and that for me makes me humble, you know,
Yeah,
because I know I put something in my music, you know.
I feel like you shouldn't think that way, bro. Just because I don't know, man. I feel like the people are too accessible to the artist now. I mean, I'm not saying that like, oh
Yeah,
shit, like you're the biggest shit in the world. But for example, bro,
yeah,
nowadays, like let's just say somebody like let's just say like NBA YoungBoy as an example, right? The dude is
yeah,
constantly throwing out albums, but it's because people are constantly in his comments, drop something, drop something. You get me? Like
yeah,
there's always people like, especially to these new school rappers, like drop something, drop something, drop something. And like you said, like if you have a bunch of like quantity, I doubt there's a lot of quality in each of those tracks. You get me? Like you're
Yeah.
not gonna spend so much time on each track if you're like dropping an album like every 3 months.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Exactly.
And then there's people that, of course, are looking at fame a little bit different. Like for example, like Kendrick Lamar, even though he's somewhat on social media. I mean, not exactly, but he's kind of like, I believe somebody, I forgot who mentioned it, but he's kind of like old school celebrity. You get me? Like he's not like in the
Mm.
public too much. He's not on social media
Yeah.
constantly posting. He's not like, you don't even know where he's at right now, bro. Basically,
Exactly.
so
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Sometimes I just feel like the people are way too accessible. Like, I mean, yeah, they have way too much access
I
to
agree.
like the
I agree.
celebrities or to the artists, and like they're asking for too much, especially now because everybody, if you're being like quite honest with yourself, is literally like one message away or one comment away.
Yeah.
Like if you get like if you send the right message or sometimes place the right comment, you'll get a reply. You get
Mm.
me? So
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I just feel
Exactly.
like
Exactly.
there is just too much accessibility, bro, for like a common person to a celebrity. And I'm not saying like in no way to like hold these celebrities on a pedestal and like suck them off or anything. I'm just saying like I don't
Yeah.
know, bro. I just feel like also like somebody if you stand in their shoes as well. I feel like it's like constantly like a lot of pressure. You get me, especially being around people all the time, and then at the same time still having to deal with all of these
Yeah.
people like on your phone.
Yeah. Exactly. Like there's some people that I had met that been in movies, been in Fast and the Furious, been in this and that, and to me, I just treat them like normal people.
Hmm.
I remember I met this guy and I'm normal about it. And it's like, wow, like I remember when I was working in Coachella, bro. I was working in Coachella. I had literally met, bro, and I was tripping. I had met Queen Latifah,
Hmm.
and we were just talking. I was working VIP at the time in Coachella, and but I called her Latoya, and she's like, "What you call me?" And we just had a conversation, and then not long after that, I was talking to this person, and this guy was like, "Bro, you know who you were talking to?" And I was like, "Yeah." Like that was Dave Chappelle, and I was like, and I tweeted about it too. Like I was just talking to
I
Dave
just
Chappelle,
met Dave
but
Chappelle.
like, huh?
You just like I just met Dave Chappelle.
But like I just treat them like normal people. Why?
Yeah.
Because they're normal people. And like I said, like you can even hold a girl that you like on high on a pedestal. You know what I mean? Like I like this girl, and she's gonna be your main priority, or whoever you put on your main priority, that's your pedestal. That's like, oh, basically like you like her more than yourself, or you like this thing that you do more than yourself.
Hmm.
I literally had to learn that so many times last year and this year. Like, well, last year and the year after that, because we're already in the new year. I keep bringing 2022, but it's like I've learned a lot, man, and I guess my favorite word is gonna be no. My favorite word is gonna be my best friend is gonna be no, because so many times I had, like, don't get me wrong, like, look out for others, but which is not a wrong thing to do, but you can't take care of other people if you can't take care of yourself. So
That's
that's
true.
something that I'm gonna live off of for 2023, and not put anybody on a pedestal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like the halo effect, bro. The halo effect basically states
Yeah.
that anybody that you find attractive or you need or you feel that you need or you want something out of, I mean, even if they're like shitty people, you're gonna always kind of like tie in good characteristics. Or if you don't know them that
Mm.
well and you're just kind of like infatuated by them, then you're just gonna imagine them being as like good and righteous when in reality they could be fucking assholes or they could just be someone that's not necessarily good for you. You get me? Not good for your soul and
Yeah.
not good for you physically or mentally.
Yeah, and that's why, like, there's times when I'm just like, man, I remember in high school, man, like I was a big, I'm still a fan, but I was like literally like a stan, bro. I was like a huge Eminem fan. I wanted to dye my hair blonde. My MySpace, bro, was like nothing but
Haley.
Eminem pictures,
Oh,
bro.
I thought Haley. Haley Madden.
And no, 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 and check it out. So I had liked this girl. I'm not gonna mention her name, but I had liked this girl, and she was kind of like, to me, she was like the eye, like the eye, but she was very freaking attractive.
Mhm.
But she just her attitude and the way she kind of like would carry herself, and I'm dumb, bro, because I had added her on freaking MySpace a long time ago,
Mhm.
and just her response was just ugly, and I'm just like, at the time I'm just like, like it kind of like fed me. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna work harder. I'm gonna do this, so I'm gonna show her. But now that I'm older, you're just like, man, like that was childish, and not just because the person's like beautiful or attractive. They're not. I mean, like I said, it's not. Sometimes I thank God that things don't happen the way we want it, because maybe you could be somewhere with this person, and this person could be the most beautiful person in the world, most attractive person in the world to you, but they're just dark, like they're just not right for you,
Yeah,
and
it's
then they
fun.
suck you up, and they suck you up, and then you're left with nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she left with all your nuts.
You're stupid. Yeah.
No, it's funny that you
No
meant.
comment.
No, it's funny that you mentioned how some people like reject you, and you always think like, oh, I gotta try harder, or you're gonna try harder for this
Yeah,
person, and it's kind of sad, bro, because nowadays it kind of still happens, but it happens
yeah,
in terms of like financial reward is kind of in the mix now because you see like a lot of chicks, for example, that start off like with OnlyFans, and I mean, do grab the money the way that you want to grab it? You feel me? But
yeah,
a lot of times, like some of these chicks are be rude as hell to some dudes in the comments, and those dudes still send them money, still fucking subscribe to their OnlyFans, still do all of this crap for them, and somewhat
yeah.
in a way, even though it's not like, oh, here's the money, but like they somewhat kind of like support them financially by paying for their subscriptions to OnlyFans, or buying them stuff or sending stuff on Cash App. It's funny how like those
Yeah,
dudes like they don't understand, bro. Like, dude, like you're getting fuck. You're getting basically made fun of.
yeah.
You're getting fucking fucked over.
Humiliation.
Yeah, humiliation. You're just kind of like wasting your time there because she's probably like talking to like her main dude and shit. And it's just
Yeah,
like, damn, bro, like you're still sending her money. And it's funny how like dudes be like, oh yeah, I gotta try harder, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And then like sometimes like those people don't even really feel like anything for them, bro. Like all they want is either like attention or a financial
yeah,
reward. You get me?
yeah. And then like it's crazy because I've been there multiple times where I had been talking to girls or whatever, and never turns out the way I wanted it to be. But then again, it's like the older you get, at least for myself, like I see it the way I'm speaking the way what I've been through. Like I see it like, okay, like it doesn't work out. Like it is what it is, man. Like there's plenty of fish in the sea,
Yeah.
but like I've learned now that I'm not gonna whatever I do is not to impress anybody else.
Yeah.
It's not, I don't live by impressing people anymore, or I'm gonna make the hardest track for you, or make this song for, because I remember I had made a song for this girl that I liked.
Yeah.
I had made this song for this girl that I liked and everything. We had went on multiple dates and everything. And at the time, I was still thinking childish. And she was just saying a lot of things. And I'm just like, she was acting all cocky. And at the time, I thought it was cool because I was like, yeah, she's saying I made her the song. But then again, we never ended up together. So it kind of made me feel weird. But I had just left it like that and just moved on. But other than that, like it is what it is. You just move on to different things in life, and God just God works in mysterious ways, man, and you know He makes you stronger. So that's what I live by now, man.
No, yeah. I mean, sometimes you end up looking dumb. I mean, I've known some dudes that spend a good amount of money just to lose a chick. So I mean, it's tough, bro. I feel like even love in itself is a gamble sometimes because
Yeah,
sometimes people like they don't show you like their true intentions, or they don't show you like basically what they really feel for you. Sometimes, like I mentioned, they just either want the financial reward, attention,
yeah,
or they just want a companion or somebody to spend the time together. You get me? While they're actually looking for somebody on the side, or somebody to actually like be their significant other, and you're just kind of like a person on the side that's just like accompanying them basically in the meantime. So
Yeah.
it just kind
Hit
of
you up when they're bored, or you just like a second option, basically.
yeah,
Just in
and
the sideline.
it sucks. You get me? Because like sometimes like there's dudes out there that really think that the this chick is gonna basically be the one, or is gonna take them somewhere, or is gonna be somebody that they're gonna be for together for a while, for forever.
Yeah.
And sometimes like the dude ends up looking dumb. You get me? And a lot of times like a lot of dudes, I mean, they try to take care of their chicks. You get me? I think for the most part, most dudes do
Yeah.
that, and they end up making like a lot of mistakes and making a lot of financial errors just in hopes of like impressing these people. You get me? Or these females.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Um. But yeah, man. Other than that, that kind of like took me back to when I was living in like in Skid Row, because during the time I was living in Skid Row, and during this time it was before I had met that girl that I was telling you about,
Yeah.
up in LA, and we were just struggling, But I just really wanted to mention this before, like, when I was living down there, man, it was crazy because I literally had met a lot of people down there that I still know to this day, man.
Uh-huh.
Um, back when I was living down there, uh, I had you're laughing. You're smiling, so it's making me smile too, man. Little block.
Homo ass fool.
No, that was you, bro. That was you, bro. So bro moment. Nah, but yeah, man. I was living down there, and I just wanted to give a shout out to my Say Yes people, because we just had a lot of memories out there, man. Say Yes was basically a program for kids that, if you know about Skid Row, it's about people living in tents, and basically somebody had told me one time it's like an open asylum, and it's kind of true, man, because you don't know, you can see needles on the floor, you see freaking people walking with no clothes on. It's crazy out there, and Say Yes, it's a program for like kids that were after school, and
Mhm.
they'll go and they'll just so you don't have to roam the streets. Basically, that was your place to go. So
Mhm.
I just wanted to give them a shout out, and that's basically it. Yeah, yeah,
that shit that shit kind of made me laugh, bro. The only reason why I'm kind of laughing is because the transition on that was so random because we
yeah.
were
I
just
know that's because the reason why I didn't really want to talk about that anymore. I was like, kind of just wanted to move on from that.
yeah.
Getting flashbacks.
No, but it was funny though because it's all like, oh yeah, like they're talking about love relationships. They're like, I remember that one time I learned in Skid Row.
No, man. Honestly, bro. I just wanted to just change subjects.
Nah, yeah,
Just
but
like,
just
like,
to
like
add,
I'm saying, bro.
just
Flashbacks.
to add on to that, just to explain to like listeners that might not be familiar with Skid Row or with California. Basically, Skid Row is basically a street full of people that are homeless, and there's a lot of people that are lost in there. Some people do need help, if I'm being honest, and it's just a really fucked up situation, bro. Like every time that you go around there and you see even like youngsters or like people that are still young and you still feel like they have a future and they just I don't know for whatever reason they don't want to find a way out or they don't have the resources or whatever it is that is happening to them or happened to them. It's just tough. It's just tough to be around you know like that part of downtown LA, bro.
It really is, and I'm gonna tell you. So talking about the whole you say yes thing. So there was like a sister and a brother that I knew that we lived in this hotel,
Mm-hmm.
the Huntington, and I literally had went 3 years ago to LA,
Mm-hmm.
and I went out there and I went to go see my mom, and we were walking by there, and I had seen them, and they were literally like living in the streets with their mom, and bro, they're younger than me, and
Yeah.
to myself, I'm just like, damn, because in my mind, I'm thinking about reminiscing. I'm just like, man, like they're probably somewhere working or doing this, and then you go and you're just like, damn, you ended up here, and you talk to them and they just like they're on drugs or God knows what, and it's crazy because I can have everything right now, and I can lose. We can have everything right now and lose everything tomorrow. So that's why it's always good to cherish everything in just the moments. You know what I mean? And but yeah, it's just crazy to me.
But yeah, but
Like
I think what a lot of people don't understand, bro, is how much of a monster LA really is, bro. I feel like a lot of people that are coming from different towns and cities in the U.S. They believe like LA is like, like paradise, bro.
the place to go.
Yeah, and the place to go. And in reality, sometimes, I mean, that shit will eat you up, bro. Especially, getting caught in the wrong city with the wrong people. I mean, LA is a monster,
Yeah,
bro. There's so much to do, but there's also so many people that have ill intentions, and there's so
yeah,
many ways to end up on the wrong side of town, bro. Easily, man.
yeah. Exactly. And then talking about that too, bro. I have a lot of friends, and financially, bro. Like I was talking to my brother, I was like, "Would you move out there again?" And he's just like, "Nah, man. Just LA is very expensive." Like I told you over the phone, bro. Like living in LA, when I had went, bro. I have a lot of friends. I know a lot of people that they don't just live by themselves in their house. Like they're renting out. Like other rooms are rented.
Yeah,
Why? Is because they're struggling to get by, and my friend in Compton, bro, literally in Compton, like he was my neighbor when I was a kid, and he was telling me how much they pay and how much they paid, and I'm just like, wow, bro, like so he's renting from his pops, and it's just like and when my sister used to live, like the guy had it like his 4 rooms rented just because he can't, you can't get by, and especially with gas and food and all of that, and the minimum wage, it's impossible.
yeah. LA is a monster, bro. California in general, though. I believe also like the people here in the front, bro, that bought a home. I mean, where we live, as you know, bro, it's not the most luxurious place in the world. It's
Yeah,
basically a hood, dude. For people
it's
to,
basically it is a hood.
it is a hood. Yeah, it is the hood. You get me? I mean, like the projects are here and stuff. But what I'm trying to get at
Yeah,
is that the people in the front of us bought a home, dude. That's quite small. Maybe like, mm, what is it? Like 3 bedrooms, one living
yeah,
room, and I think one restroom, if I'm not mistaken. My neighbor actually, shout out Jose, used to live there.
mm,
Uh, that house, bro, was crazy expensive, and honestly, for the people to be able to like afford it, bro, literally like 3 families living there, bro. Three
that's crazy.
families, yeah, bro. And like the house
That's
isn't
crazy.
not isn't that big, and for the area that we're at, bro, I mean it's the hood, like you said. So it's just like insane, bro. It's like it's too crazy, man.
I know, I bet, man, and it's crazy because like it's in the hood, like it's crazy. Like me, like I have the house. I only pay 1,300, and I have 2 restrooms. I have a garage. I have 3 bedrooms. Like I live in a good neighborhood, and I don't pay that much.
Yeah, and here, bro,
And
it's pricey, and then there's no parking,
yeah,
and then
that
like
sucks, bro. That sucks. I remember I used to go visit you guys, and I would have to find parking. I had to drive just to look for parking. Even when I was living with my sister, I was like, I'll get out of work, and I'm just like, man, where am I gonna park? So I would have to literally wait till because I would work nights. It would in the morning.
uh-huh.
I'll wait, and I'm just like, okay. I will wait for somebody to leave, and I'm like, okay, oh, and I park.
Yeah,
But
I have a friend
but
that
in the end of
actually
the
lives in.
but in the end of, but in the end of the day, bro, it's like I love LA. That's where I grew up at. That's where I'm from. I love LA. That's just a part of me.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. The whole parking thing. I have a
Yeah.
friend that was living in Huntington Park, and there, right there, there's no parking either. And he says that almost just about every day, bro, there was people literally fighting, like fist fighting, for a parking spot, bro. That's how crazy. That's how crazy it is, bro.
It is crazy. And what's crazy too, and I was literally talking to my sister about this, is when the street scrubber
Yeah,
comes,
the
and then
cleaning.
there's a ticket
Oh
guy
yeah.
that's driving in front.
Uh huh.
Bro, I had a lot of those tickets, bro. Like literally every I think it passes like every
Every
Wednesday at
week.
the time.
Yeah.
Every week, yeah, every Wednesday, every week. and because I will work nights. I'll park my car, go to sleep, and then my sister will be like, "Hey, today passes," and I'm just like, "Crap," and I wake up and I already have a ticket. I'm just like, "Son of a," you
Son
know.
of a gun.
That's one of the things that I do not miss, bro. Like I don't have no tickets right now.
There's no sweeper over there.
But nope.
Oh, for real?
Like when I moved over here, nah, bro. Like when I moved over here, bro, I literally had told my brother. I think it was in a Wednesday, and I told my brother, "Hey, when does the sweeper pass by?" And it's like, they don't pass by over here. And I'm just like, what? So and that's why I have no tickets. No.
That's good, bro. I mean, it's funny though that that like in different places, like different things pass. Like just say like for example, like when you go to Mexico, in the ranch,
Yeah,
you have the guy that comes out with the water, the guy that comes with the bread, the guy that sells tortillas. You get me? And then
that's
like
crazy.
for example, like in my pop's place, I believe there's a guy that also sells like tortillas. There's this other guy that sells or charges electricity. So I
That's
don't,
crazy.
like it's funny, bro. Like it's funny how like different areas like different things come
Two different
around.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy, man. Like different states, different cities do different things. You know, it's crazy.
Who are nicer, bro? The LA people or the people from Texas?
Don't throw me under the bus,
I'm
man.
gonna throw you under the
Don't
bus, my
throw me under the
guy.
bus.
No, I already
No,
know that. I already know the answer to that, though.
huh?
I already know the answer to that, though.
Yeah, I told you already in the interview when I had went to visit you, bro.
Nah, it's funny. It's
No,
funny.
there's times when there's time. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead, brother.
No, I was just gonna say there's times, and you've seen on my stories, and I think I send you some. There's times when I go back and rewatch, the interviews that we do, because me, bro, like I love to go back and just look at memories and so yeah, that's basically what you can go watch and you can hear my response of what I said to your
You like
question.
to go reminisce in the interview?
The interview. Now,
Nah,
what you were gonna say?
nah, nothing, bro. I was just saying that. I mean, I know your answer. I mean, most people probably would agree either way. I
Mm,
remember when I was in college, my professor, I don't know what state he went to go study at, but he's like, oh yeah, the people were there are friendly.
yeah,
Like they say good morning to you. They try to like make small talk
yeah,
with you. They try to chit chat, and they're just genuinely
yeah.
like somewhat concerned of your well being and basically the neighborhood he kind of dormed in. And then he's all like, and then when I go to like the like East Coast or West Coast, like the people there don't know how to treat people for shit. He's all like,
Nah, no,
what's up?
I'm gonna tell. No, I'm gonna tell you, bro. Like when I moved over here, bro. Everybody's like, hey, like, are you okay? Because I came in a messed up car. They're like, you good? You need a ride? Or when I go to the store, they open a door for me, or like everybody's just my neighbor. I never had a neighbor that would say hi to me in the morning. Hey, good morning, neighbor.
Hey neighbor,
You know,
fuck you.
hey, neighbor. So in my mind, I'm just like, oh, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like to me, I wasn't used to that. I wasn't used to the whole and then but when I was living in Compton, or I'd be like, good morning, and then some don't get me wrong. Some would say what up, but some would just be like minding their own business. So I feel like in LA, like people just stay to themselves.
Yeah, it's
I don't know. That's
yeah.
just how I see it.
No, yeah, you're right, bro.
And
Because
then
even when I went out there for Texas for a week, bro, it was funny how like the people at the fucking door like greet you and they actually try to talk to you and stuff. And here in LA, I
hmm
mean, it looks like most people don't even want to work, dude. Like they just like let you pass by. They don't say nothing. Even like when you walk,
you hold you
yeah, you hold
you
your
like you hold your own door.
yeah, exactly, bro. Like you just pass by them. They don't tell you nothing. They don't wave you. Here and there, bro, you have somebody
Yeah,
that will say, "Oh, welcome to whatever store they're working at." You get me? But for the most
yeah,
part, nobody really gives a fuck. And then, like, even as you're walking down the street, like nobody even really tells you good morning, good afternoon. Like you just walk by, and you just kind of like walk past each other, basically, like
yeah.
no interaction. And it's funny that you say that about the space and like LA people just kind of like keep to their own because it's true, bro. Like even like when you go on a bus or a metro where it's
Yeah.
kind of packed, bro. Like if there's an empty seat, like nobody really ever sits next to that empty seat. Like it's really rare for
Mm,
people to kind of like sit next to each other. Like I've seen it. Like some people would rather stand and like kind of like keep their space or their personal space to themselves, than instead of like sitting if there's like a
yeah.
perfectly like good seat right there. If that makes any sense.
But I'm gonna tell you, like I didn't notice that. like when I was living there, I did not notice that. I guess because I was one of those people that went out that I was one of them. Not one of them, but I was more like, because I mean, I'm a social person. I love to talk, bro. If you don't tell me to shut up, I'm gonna keep talking.
Yeah.
And but obviously, like, I was always with my headphones on. I get the train, I get the bus. I will always have my headphones on. I was always to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you talk to me, then I'll talk to you.
Yeah.
But I didn't notice all of that until I moved and I came, and then I went back to visit. I'm just like, wow, like everybody's like, it's just a whole different like energy, you can say. Everybody just, and I, like I said, I didn't notice it until I went back to visit. Just like that, I noticed it right away.
Yeah, like I'm not saying that LA people, all of them are dicks, bro. Like you said, bro, like there's
No, no,
people
I
that
know.
are actually like sociable. It's just a matter of you actually like starting the conversation. Because a lot of
Talking.
people, they are sociable here in LA, but for one reason or another, I think it's just kind of like one of those weird LA things. Like they just won't talk to you, even if like they're the most sociable person in the world, or
Yeah,
like they're a whole big social butterfly. They won't necessarily talk unless
yeah,
you're actually kind of like the person to initiate, and then of course conversation gets going. But for the most part, it's really weird. I guess if you're looking at it from a standpoint outside of like not being an LA native, like people not really like talking to each other, like it's just weird. But at the same time, when you've been here so long, it's just like you said, like you kind of get desensitized to it, so you kind of feel like it's normal until you get out of like
yeah,
this little bubble, and then you're just like,
yeah,
hey, that's fucking weird, dude. Like low key, like I mean, there's nothing really weird about like talking to each other, but we just don't do it.
yeah, yeah. That's true. And that's crazy that you realize that. I guess that trip to Texas kind of like, did it make the was that it? It
Yeah,
made you
that was
realize
it.
that,
Yeah,
or
that
was
was
it?
it because I'm telling you, it's weird as fuck. Because I would enter like let's just say like bookies, right? And they'd be like
Yeah,
somebody like, "Oh, gay, good morning, how are you?" And I'm like, "What the fuck, bitch?" And I just like, but
you're
it's just kind of weird. You get me? It's just kind of weird for people to greet you and stuff.
yeah,
And then I was in line, and some ladies are like, "Oh, what are you here for? Like, what did you buy and stuff?" And like, it's just like, oh, like in my mind, as an LA person, it's like none of your fucking business, bitch.
you're
but
funny,
but it's
dude.
funny how people actually like try
No,
to
I know,
interact
I
and
know.
stuff.
Like, like we have those like, but and Jeff Denham.
Mm-hmm. Jeff
You
Dunham.
guys, you guys, you guys have Walter. You
Oh,
guys have.
oh yeah, the old puppet.
Yeah, what does he say when you go to Walmart?
What do you say? I don't know. I
I
haven't
mean,
heard that joke.
I'm not gonna cuss, but he says get your things and buy, get your things and get out, or something like that. What does he say?
Get your shit. Get your shit and fucking leave, motherfucker.
That's kind of basically what he says. So I feel like that's how it is over there. Like, even when I went one time, out there, we had went to go camp. It was my sisters and my sister's boyfriend,
Mhm.
etc. Friends. We went to Walmart and just like not even the greeters said hi. The people they just no, I be for real, bro. Like
the,
we
the
just
the
like looking
fucking tour
straight.
guide when you go to tours here in LA, bro, the tour guide just looks at you.
He's just like,
Yeah, what the fuck
yeah,
you
it's
want?
crazy though. But what do you want? Where do you want to go? Take
Uh,
your pictures and get out. Take your pictures and get out the bus. You know. Nah, it's crazy, man. Like, it's crazy.
yeah, it's a culture. It's a culture
But I
shock.
love LA, bro. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you. And I'm gonna tell you one thing though. I love LA food, bro. Like, I like Texas food.
Oh.
The barbecue is good and everything.
Yeah.
But LA food is bomb, bro.
LA food has everything though. That's why
Bomb.
I feel like LA
You guys,
is
you
too
guys have
much
the
everything.
beach. You guys have the beach, bro. Like, I remember I used to just get the train and be there like in less than an hour. I'm there, or you get in the car, you're there in 30 minutes or
Yeah.
less. You know, and you guys have good weather too.
Yeah, that's true. How cold is it out there right now, bro?
Honestly, I don't even know, man. I don't even know, but I remember 18 degrees, bro, 17. Just, well, you never know, bro. It can be hot one day, it can be cold the next, it can rain tomorrow. You just don't know what you're gonna get.
That's crazy that you say 18 degrees, bro. I was at the snow today. It's funny, like that's
Yeah.
another LA shit. You know, I was at the snow, but yeah, going back to it, it's crazy. I was in like 32-degree weather, bro, and that shit was freezing. There was fucking
Yeah.
snow. I could only imagine 70-degree, 18-degree weather, bro. I'll fucking freeze my nuts out there.
And it's crazy. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy because I had posted like I'm going to the gym, just keeping up with the routine, and somebody's like, "Bro, it's 18 degrees," and I'm like, "And." And I still went, and bro, the gym was empty. I mean, there was like people here and there, but it wasn't like a lot of people. And then that tells you something. It tells you where people have their priorities. You know what I mean?
The LA boy came out of you, bro. And what the fuck you want me to do about it?
For
It's 18
real,
degrees, and
for real.
what the fuck you want me to do about it?
Like, right? Like, hey, I'm gonna still go regardless. You know what I mean?
That's funny,
Yeah,
dog.
yeah. Hey, like Tupac said, everybody in LA has a little bit of thug in them.
Yeah, that's true, bro. Fucking rude
Yeah.
motherfuckers. No,
Nah,
that's
I
funny.
try not to be like that, but you know,
Sometimes it comes out, bro. Sometimes like what's that? What saying goes? You could take the dog out the hood, but you can't
you
take
can't take
the
the hood
hood
out
out
of
the
the
dog.
dog.
That's what's up, bro.
Oof, oof. DMX, DMX.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Man.
That's crazy, man.
R.I.P. It was crazy. We're talking about DMX,
Uh
bro.
huh. He messaged you, right?
Uh, yeah, he messaged me, bro,
Yeah.
and he was just like, he was just like, man, this thing is I'm not gonna cuss. But he's just like, man, this S is it's hard. I wanna this and that, and it's just like it's crazy because to have him, like, bro, he's a legend, bro, and for him to say that to me it was crazy, man. It was a crazy experience. That and then just working with different artists, but when DMX had passed away, bro, I was just in shock because I was like, man, like you would never know like what could have happened, but
Yeah.
you know it's
At least
crazy.
you got a
Rest in
good.
peace. Rest in
Uh,
heaven.
yeah. Rest in peace, DMX. Nah, but it's cool that you at least kind of have like somewhat of a memory. You get me? It's like
Yeah,
not everybody could say that. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's some people out there that got, I don't know, bro, like even more sad because now they lost kind of like the opportunity to kind of interact with, someone they look up to or someone they just, genuinely like in
yeah,
the music industry, and also like maybe people that wanted to collab with him. Although I believe his last album was full of collaborations.
yeah. And talking going back to the beginning of what we were talking about, how artists became more accessible. Like if we didn't have social media, how could I get in contact with DMX? It would have been hard. I would have to go reach out to a record label and then get an email and then
Or
you
facts.
know or however they did it.
Yeah.
But like how it became accessible for to reach out. And it's crazy because I was able to reach out to uh Royce the 5'9", and he's like, man, this song's dope. And it just going back to the whole, it just became easy just to interact with celebrities, or just different people. But yeah, man, it's crazy, and I'm grateful to have that to to have that experience, to have that, you know, just to have that, just to be able to say, yeah, man, like he heard my song. You know what I mean?
No, and it's cool
It's a
too, bro,
trip.
because
I trip about it sometimes.
no, and it's cool as fuck too because of the fact that those guys probably get hundreds, thousands, or even millions of messages, and there's a lot of spam in there in between as well. But
Yeah,
just for him to have had the opportunity, to somewhat or somehow stumble across your message and actually
yeah,
opened it up and listen to your music and take the time to listen
yeah,
and then reply or give you constructive criticism. I don't know what the
exactly.
message contained, but that's really cool, bro. That's really cool, and it's a blessing. And yeah,
Yeah,
there's some luck in there as well, like I mentioned. But that's cool, bro. Like that's a memory you're gonna have for the rest of your life, and nobody can take that away
yeah,
from you.
exactly. And we actually had talked here and there. He had sent me his number,
Mm.
and I never really like messaged him. And then like a week or two later, he dies. I'm just like, what the heck? You know what I mean? But but yeah, he had sent me a message with the whole thing, and he had given me his number, and we were just talking here and there, and yeah, but it's crazy. But I'm like, again, going back to the whole, like, I'm grateful to have that experience, and like you said, man, like he could have not never opened my message,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but he did, he did, and that was a cool thing about that, cool thing.
No, yeah. RIP DMX though, on some real shit, bro. That dude.
Yeah,
That dude for sure.
all dogs go to heaven.
Yeah. But yeah, bro. I don't want to. I don't want to end the podcast on the low, bro. So,
Nah,
anything
nah,
you want to touch
nah,
upon
for
before
real.
we sign out?
Uh, nah, we definitely talked about Skid Row. We talked about girls. Talked about celebrities. You know, I really don't have anything in mind right now, and I know for me, it's like, I guess all I will say is this. I had a friend that told me one time through Snapchat. He's like, "Bro, like, you're so motivational. Like, you're always motivating. Like, sometimes it's good to just chill out." And I had told him, I was like, that's just who I am. So to me, it's like, I guess the thing that I'll end on for myself is, don't change for other people. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And I'm gonna say it because he's a really good friend. He's like a brother to me. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But the way he told me is like not telling me to change. He was just telling me, hey, some people don't like that.
Yeah.
So he was just kind of giving me criticism, and I respect him. He's like my bro. So if he listens, he knows. But um, but yeah, just don't change for other people, and just be yourself 100%. Whether you're motivating every day or whatever you do it at 100% or more, and just keep pushing for greatness, and don't let nothing stop you. Um, that's basically all I want to say. And again, with the whole routine and all of that, just keep it up, even though if no one's watching, yourself is watching. So stay true to yourself.
Oh
That's all I
yeah.
want to say.
That's true, bro. I mean, I just want to touch upon two things. So first, with the last part that you said, just about keeping a routine and just doing stuff behind closed door.
Mhm.
I mean, those reps, those sets, that work that nobody sees is ultimately what's gonna be on the line someday. At least, I hope so. You get me? I hope everybody gets to a point where like they make the reps and their sets count to
Exactly.
accomplish a goal, a dream, or I don't know, bro. Maybe even just the physical itself or like a physique. And second, I also want to touch upon the first thing that you said about how some people just don't genuinely like that you're constantly like motivating. I feel like if that's who you are, bro. I mean, that's who you are, and I am also happy that I also have friends that they're not yes men, so they don't really agree
Yeah.
with everything that I say. Sometimes we kind of like bump heads, not in a way where we're gonna be arguing, but we're gonna be debating some things. But yeah, man, like you said, like don't change for anyone. But like it's also like, I mean, I kind of see like both standpoints. I mean, but sometimes it is cool, just to chill out and just like
Yeah.
like fuck around. You get me? Like, but yeah,
Yeah.
like if that's who you are, bro, like don't change. Don't let anybody kind of like differentiate you or make you feel like you're
Yeah.
like like you're an outsider, bro. Nah, bro. Like if that's who you are, you know, run with it, and eventually, I feel like if that's who you really are, you're gonna find people that are genuinely going to appreciate that, and you're gonna be in a
Mm.
circle where people around you also feel and think somewhat of the same way.
Yeah, and then too, I would just wanted to add something that I was just thinking about right now is have your own opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Have your own opinion. Think your own thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't just agree to agree.
Yeah.
If that's not who you are and that's not what you believe in, speak up. Like, speak up, and and just be you. Be you, and only you know who you are. And God, God knows who you are. He created you. Faith without works is dead, baby. So you gotta have that faith, and keep pushing. Keep pushing. But I agree 100% what you said, and that's something to live off of.
Yeah. Amen, bro. Amen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man. So basically, that will
Yes,
conclude our
sir.
hour, bro.
Okay.
Peace, brother.
Hey, this is the first episode of the
Oh, one of
year.
one.
So
This is one of
let's
one.
go. One of one, baby. That's
One of
crazy.
one of
One of
this
one.
year. One of one of this year.
Let's go.
Nah, but yeah, basically, if we pop up with a podcast every week by the end of the year, if all goes well, we should have about 55, 56 episodes because there's 52 weeks in a year, plus like the 3
Wow.
episodes that we already made. So if all goes well, and like you mentioned, if God gives us the opportunity to, stay healthy, stay strong, and be here at 100%, then we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that for sure.
We will, man. Appreciate it, and thank you for having me on, man.
All right, man. Thank you. Good night.
All right, man.
Peace, bro.
All
All
right.
right, bro. Lazy, bro. Get the fuck out my screen. No, just like... All right, bro. Lazy.